Am I the butthole for lying to my cat? Oh god, this is stupid, but I was told to ask others for their opinions, so here I am. My 23 female girlfriend, 19 female, claims I suck for lying to my cat, 2 male. I don't like my cat roaming around the kitchen when I'm not there just because he might get his less than average intelligence paws on something he shouldn't. So I got to get him out of there when I leave. On a small shelf next to the door I keep a tiny bag of kitty treats, and sometimes when he refuses to come when I call his name, I shake the little bag to get him out and close the door behind him. Enter the problem: I don't actually give him a treat every time I do this. Sometimes I just pick him up and give him a big old smooch. Sometimes he gets a treat. My girlfriend thinks this counts in being mean to my cat because he might be expecting a sweet little treat, and that disappointing him is cruel. This isn't a serious fight. Just something that sometimes comes up when I don't give him treats. It isn't creating problems between us, but this time she said ask literally anyone else, see if they think you're being fair, so we'll be reading the responses together. Uda, yours sincerely, your cat. Lamau, we love to see it. You have to pay the cat tax now. It's Reddit law. Also give your cat a treat. Your cat deserves it. I am willing to collect the cat tax. r/Beetlejuicing, Reddit link. I swear there's a sub for everything. But why on earth is it called Beetlejuicing? You summon Beetlejuice by saying his name 3 times. Didn't work. Basically it's like Beetlejuice. You say his name and he appears. The first comment said something, and the reply has a username that's relative to the original comment. And therefore basically the original comment summoned the other account with the name. So it's like Beetlejuice. Don't believe this person. I will collect the cat tax. I was just about to trash you for creating an account just to be fun, then I saw the age and got my mouth shut. Jesus F bro, how long have you been waiting for this moment? I pick an occasional comment every now and then just for fun. Hey now, no need for this, I'm sure we can work something out. You know. Off the books. Username sure as heck checks out. I can help with cat law. I'm very versed in it. I lied to my dog that he's the bestest boy in the world. Me too. The reality is my dog is in butthole. It's not a lie if it's true. But it's not true because my dog is the absolute bestest ever, in the whole wide universe, and who wants a treat? Paw Prince, Paw Prince. I try to be honest, but I say it with as much enthusiasm as possible. Who's a solid 7/10? You are. I'm the dog and I think you should give the cat his treat. That's torture. Poor kitty. That's funny, you look more like a bunny. Wag twice if the cat is holding you hostage. Username also doesn't check out. Don't listen to him. He's a bunny posing as a dog trying to get back at the cat for years of chasing his fluffy tail. Those treats are laced with sneezing powder and lemon oil. My favorite thing about your post is that you put your cat's age and gender like a normal human being. Just wanted to say that is absolutely adorable. Cats are people too, thegatics, just in funny little fursuits. Seriously, my cat Simon was the most human cat I have ever met in my life. He made amazing faces. Once when I was a teenager I had a bad cold and was holding him. Without thinking I sneezed into his furry little side because my brain was so foggy. He slowly turned in my arms to give me the most disgusted and insulted look I have ever seen. I apologized and he held that look before settling back into my arms very slowly, like he couldn't believe I had the gall to exist. Like he couldn't believe I had the gall to exist. All cats think of us minions that way. They really do have their own human-like qualities. One of mine cannot stand when I clear my hair throat more than twice, and will fuss at me if I do it anymore. He also burps loudly, often in my face. But he's amazing, and I call him my little guardian angel, for what he does when I have nightmares. He always wakes me up as soon as he can tell I'm freaking out, but not in a rough, typical cat way. He kneads on my chest until I wake up, and as soon as I'm conscious, he snuggles into my chest, purring as loud and hard as he can. Nothing helps me recover better than that. Aw, he's a natural made therapy cat. One of mine is like that, her name is Deborah. I was crying, missing Simon real bad a few nights back, and just really couldn't calm down. I was sobbing. Deb came up from the bottom of the bed, kneaded by my arm and slowly slipped her arms under mine and pushed them under my neck. She sat there and purred and waited for me to uncover my face before moving closer. Then she made me hold her in my arm and just lay till she was sure I was 100% okay. Uta, give your fur baby a treat. Now I must go spoil my 2 boys with catnip and treats. Not the butthole cat owners need every advantage. Absolutely underrated comment. According to the username, your cat is lying to you. It is in fact a floppy-eared dog. Everyone sucks here. From a learning theory standpoint though, this is actually the most effective method. If you give your cat a treat every single time you do that, they're likely to stop responding if you ever foot. Variable reinforcement, no set pattern of how frequently a reward is given for a specific behavior, is actually the most effective way to ensure that the response to the stimulus remains consistent even in the absence of the reinforced. Operant conditioning at work. Edit. My tired brain is now wondering if my wording sounds pretentious, but please know that I am just a huge behavior/learning theories nerd, and I just got really excited when I noted the operant conditioning relation. My cat says Uta, but studies say you're a genius equals. Here's where it gets difficult to break the cycle. Intermittent reinforcement. This means that they are only reinforced for a behavior some of the time. As it turns out, animals can find intermittent reinforcement even more reinforcing than if they get reinforced every time. Have you ever been to a casino and gambled? You don't get a payout every time that you play, but you continue to play the game because eventually you will get either a small payout or the jackpot. It's the unknown that keeps us going. Web link. Adding to this cause, it's amazing. If you tease the kitty, they may no longer come for the bag, like the boy who cried wolf. That's actually not true. If you stopped giving treats entirely, it would be true. But intermittent reinforcement has been demonstrated to strengthen the behavioral response much more than continuous reinforcement and make the behavior extremely difficult to extinguish. It's why gambling is so addictive. I've tried the intermittent treat method. He follows me around the house screaming at me. He has diabetes, so he's only allowed a tiny bit of treats, but I had better come across with that tiny bit or he becomes a demon from hell. Cats have a reputation for being selfish, but often the ones we keep as pets are very attached to their people. Try offering pets, cuddles, playtime, and sweet words as a reward. Nothing gets between my cat and his food. He's a sweet darling, don't get me wrong, but the yowls will persist. Lol, I'm certain gambling would be more popular if it was continuously enforcing and you won every time you played. If you get a reward every time you do something, then when you have enough, you stop. The target reaches satiety. You don't keep going because you know the reward will be there when you want it again. If the reward is intermittent, that never happens and the uncertainty keeps you going. Maybe this next one. Maybe this next one. In theory. Generally speaking. Personal experience may vary, some exceptions may apply, etc., but it happens often enough that a lot of video game rewards are built on this principle too. You might accumulate XP every time you defeat a monster, but level ups are spaced out and loot drops are often unpredictable. Many studies prove you wrong. This is why I always give my dog a treat when I call her with one and the cat a treat when he comes home at night. Because if they aren't positive they will get that food, they may decide it's not worth it to listen to me. Then I'd be stuck trying to drag an 80-pound monster by the collar because she's stubborn as hell and doesn't want to be inside. That's a big cat. Cats get bigger when they're angry. It's a scientific fact. That's the lesson I learned from the Tiger King. Dogs, large ones at least, are fantastic at passive resistance. They don't need to struggle, they just plant themselves and don't give a millimeter. My parents had this golden retriever that hated baths. She wouldn't fight one, but as soon as you turned away to grab the shampoo or something, she'd try to sneak out of the tub soaking wet. I miss that silly old girl. Me with my 3-legged, 85 pounds Luke Skywalker yesterday. He refused to get in the tub for a bath, so he just laid down on the floor. He's missing his entire front right leg, including the shoulder joint. There's no way to pick him up and he knows it. 3-legged wonder mutt, 1 dog mom, 0. My dog is 30 pounds and I cannot move her without fear of dislocating her neck/shoulders when she plants herself. It's a good thing she listens to me, otherwise I'm sure I'd still be standing at a tree waiting for her to finish smelling it. My 75 pounds pit bull is the queen of this move. If she doesn't want to move, she's not moving, and suddenly she weighs 300 pounds. She's also a drama queen, so if I pull her by her leash she acts like she's dying. Sometimes I will pick her up, but it's easier to lure her with a treat or some kind of reward. My pit mix is only 45-ish pounds, I just scoop her up whenever I want. Except she knows she can hide under the shed and I'll either have to crawl under there to drag her out, or I'll just let her stay outside. My other dog is like 55 pounds and hates being picked up, but he listens better. And he loves treats, he'd do anything for one. My pitty loves some treats, but she's obsessed with her ball. I'm so grateful for my 4 pounds Chiweenie girl right now. She does not like baths, but she's too small to do anything about it. I think it's good for the safety of the animal to have something the pet will always come for. When my cat was a year old he ate a needle, but I didn't know that at first, so it took an hour or so to decide to take him to the vet. At one point I went to the grocery store to get something for him, and when I got back my dad said he couldn't find the cat. I called him and eventually he wandered out of whatever hole he'd found to die in because he just couldn't resist being called. We took him to the vet and got him patched up, but he absolutely would have died if he hadn't come when I called. Had that boy for 10 more years after that. Username does not check out. Lola, I like this comment. I can't believe I actually noticed laughing out loud. Your username suggests you're lying. It's to trick the dogs into accepting them so they can take them down from the inside. Laughing out loud. Your answer was better before the edit, I think. Ouch, you're a cat, aren't you? Only a cat can be so brutal. Okay, I'm removing my edit. And I'm restoring my upvote. It's called operant conditioning using intermittent reinforcement, and it's the most effective way to change behavior and make it persistent. I personally think it sucks, especially since that's what social media is doing to us to keep us addicted to it. I always valued a trusting relationship with my cats, and I even let them know ahead of time whenever they had to go to the vet. Wasn't actually expecting anything this insightful. Thank you for taking the time to defend my cat so scientifically. I think there might be another downside to this thing, because your cat could come to the conclusion that he gets a treat when he goes into the kitchen, so maybe he should do it more often. But nah, this whole thing is just so funny and I love seeing just wholesome posts in this sub for a change, so thanks for sharing. This was my mistake. I have a screened-in porch, so I let the cats out there when the weather is nice. I started giving those treats to lure them inside, and now, whether I have treats or not, they run out onto the porch whenever they think I might close the door. And then they wait on the doorstep and watch me. The older one actually looked from me to the cabinet where I keep the treats and back. So now I only give them treats rarely, but I make sure to praise them every time they come in when called, and I make more of a point to praise the oldest cat, who is too old to engage in such manipulative behavior. One of ours doesn't even notice getting a nail trim if he's being fed treats. Another one is now trained to closely observe nail trims. It's amazing how smart they can be. When they want to be, lol. I'm convinced that unlike training dogs, cats train us. I mean, cats domesticated themselves. Training some dumb human sounds a lot easier in comparison. My cat has absolutely trained me. He meows and I do his bidding. My rabbit has trained my mom to give her a treat in the morning, and has trained me to give her a treat whenever I shower or put dirty clothes in my laundry basket. She throws a huge tantrum if she doesn't get her way. She also thumps at bedtime because that's when she gets her greens and wants me to hurry up. She is 8 pounds of pure greed. Lol, yeah, I learned pretty quickly to not use treats as incentives for my dogs, because my older one would just take advantage of it. Now treats are exclusively for when we're coming back from walks, because it's not a reward, it's just a nice little ritual and they love it. I've taught my cats to understand that when I clap my hands it means they have to come inside from their supervised backyard time. It works like 95% of the time and I'm real proud of the little idiots. My cat is 15-16 years old and used to get treats before bed if she was a good kitty. Now she rarely gets treats. Though, I have been noticing a trend of not demanding treats from my boyfriend, the actual owner, but rather our 2-year-old son. He'll happily claim the cat want treats and she'll sniff his hands as he'll usually feed them to her. He saw her in her little corner and literally showered her in treats a few weeks back. She looked less than enthusiastic. I am dealing with that somewhat now. I use treats to lure the cats out of my office. I went in to grab something the other day and one of the cats wasn't getting that I wasn't staying and snuck past me anyways. I had to pick her up and remove her because I wasn't giving treats for that, but she didn't want to come into my office the rest of the day. We had a Basenji when I was growing up and he learned if he ran out the door, Mom would get a hot dog to lure him back in. Well, being food-driven, he would bolt out and then trot slowly down the drive looking over his shoulder with a doggy grin, waiting for his hot dog. We thought it would be fun to give the cats a little piece of steak or chicken while we eat dinner. Now, one of the cats thinks she gets sample of everything we eat and howls loudly if she does not get a cut. Lesson learned. Yes, this could totally backfire and train the cat to associate treats with going into the kitchen. I was trying to teach my cat to meow. I'd give her a treat when she meowed. Apparently, this happened a lot at my bathroom door. I only succeeded in training her to think she gets a treat whenever someone goes to the bathroom. No association with the meow, only with the damn bathroom. Fail. Cats are hard to train. On that note, could make the cat always go to the kitchen when he thinks original poster is leaving. Doing it no matter where he is in the house would maybe shake that up, plus would make kitty say goodbye regularly. PRRRRRRRR. Remember the 20/80 rule. It goes for playing games, succeeding in school and unsurprisingly cat training. They should feel they won/accomplished/rewarded no less than 20% of the time and no more than 80% to keep up motivation and enjoyment. Fun note, it is used in game level design too. Start off at 80% and slowly throughout the game bring the person down to 20%. You could do a cue transfer to appease your girlfriend. New cue, word, plus, old cue, shaking bag, equals behavior, leaving kitchen, then give treat to reinforce the behavior. Eventually your cat will come at the word and you won't have to shake the bag and you can also start to intermittently reinforce once the new cue is established. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.